Interesting. Very, very interesting. And if you're confused by the interior, I don't blame you guys. I was kind of surprised by it myself. Yes, this is an R32 GTR. How's it going, JDM crew? John here from JDM EXPO, and if you're hearing that gear whine, that's a carbon fiber rear differential. Wow. But yeah, fully done in every way. Listen to that. And if you're looking at this this digital display, wow. So so this is actually a 6-speed get rag transmission from an R34, and wow, this is interesting. Yeah, really good suspension. We've got HKS coilovers, and I'm just going highway speed here, just cruising along. Wow, yeah, this is something else. And yes, I'm not going to be going too ham with this, but we've got over 500 horsepower, fully built engine. Really, really stunning RB26, which I'll show you in a little bit when we get back to the yard. From this interior, you can see it's quite classy, by the way. We've got a Nardi steering wheel. I've got Nardi shift knob right here. I don't know if you guys can see that in frame. And this, look at this. You got freaking leather all over the place. It's got this luxury feel to it. It's really nice. But it's also a GTR. So it's kind of like more like the R35. We've got R35 parts. We've got R34 parts. We've got a lot of built R32 parts. Like, this is a really crazy and amazing R32. So it's a mix of comfort and some crazy race level parts that are in here. We do have engine management from Link. I do have a dual plate clutch in here, which is really something. It's very smooth though. I mean, for 500 horsepower plus, and it's definitely built to handle that. We've also got a titanium exhaust, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. It's very interesting. 1 of 20. It's an HKS Super Turbo. For what's that, 25th edition or 25th anniversary? Yeah, it's pretty cool. And if you're wondering about the stopping power that I have here, I have endless brakes to help me stop. I've also got, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'll show you a little bit on the interior tour. Got a Willwood brake bias controller there, so we can make some adjustments, really fine tune this thing. We do have the, what's that, the ETS system. They say Atessa in Japanese. The ETS from HKS, it's the 4-wheel drive system. It's actually more of a higher performance version of it. So when you really get on the pedal, it basically is like track-like performance. That's still very streetable. I don't remember where the unit actually is, but we do have the system installed on here. Yeah, this digital display is really something else. Water temperature and oil temperatures are good. When I give you the tour of the internals of the engine, well, I can't really get in the internals, but I'll talk about the internals when I show you the engine bay. There's just a lot going on here. I'm gonna turn off the AC here. As you can hear, I didn't even go that far. I was around 5,000 or 5,500. It's a freaking beast here. It's really, I would say it's a classy Godzilla. They do have modified front and rear differentials, so it's really crazy. I'm gonna make sure that the AC's going. Oh, that's nice. So yeah, with that rear carbon diff, I mean, that's crazy. But what's crazier is that it's actually really smooth. So both the front and rear upgraded differentials, which if you guys check the listing later on, it'll have more info about the brands. It's strangely smooth, even though it's really getting the power down. Like, it's not jerky, not like what you would get from a two-way differential. And I'm trying to lay off the gas so that I can actually talk a little bit because you guys hear it. Wow, yeah, the noise. They just changed the AC unit, which when I do the engine bay tour, I'll show you more about that. So AC's blowing nice and cool. This interior though, like this suede, the leather, everything, it comes together in this oddly way, like we just can't really describe. I guess maybe it's kind of like a juxtaposition between, like, we've got Godzilla, but then in a tuxedo. That's probably how I would describe this car. We got the air fuel gauge, by the way. We got PLX services here. They got our PLX devices, which is very common to see that air fuel ratio gauge. We've got just a lot of sensors, guys. So much to list. We'll just go jump into it here, but we'll do one more acceleration here before we go, so you guys can hear both the gear sounds and the engine sounds. Oh, I mean, I'm in traffic, so. HKS turbo exhaust, though, is very tame. When you accelerate a little bit more here, I'll go like, you hear more of the gear whine than you do of the exhaust. So yeah, this exhaust is really something else. But it is a larger diameter piping. I would say, like, was like 80 to 100 millimeter. It's pretty big. Yep, that, can you hear that, guys? Like, I'm pretty sure the mic is picking that up because I'm hearing it real good. But yeah, let's go to the yard and I'll definitely show you guys what we got here. So hope you guys like Miffy. Miffy's pretty cool. All right, and here we are with the interior. And as you can see, wow, really well done. So very interesting with this whole system. Right there, you can see me in the reflection. RS Takagi. All right, so this is the AIM. Pretty much it's a whole, like, display system here. Really interesting, because we do have the Nismo full-scale gauges there. It goes up to, what is that, 300 or 320? Hold on, zoom in there. 320-ish. Whoa, can't focus, but yeah. But we do have this display instead, so I'll try to show a little bit later. The reflection's pretty bad, but and a lot of other interesting things here. We have a Willwood brake balancer here, so you can adjust the bias there. And this beautiful, oh, let me step out, Nardi steering wheel and shift knob. So this thing, yeah, just look at the quality on this. Beautiful. Oops, I can't even get it to focus there, but and this is an actual 6-speed transmission, as I mentioned. And not just that, but also these seats here, by the way. These are genuine R34 seats that have been reupholstered. And sorry for the glare, but as you can see here from the interior, though, it's fully redone. Just extremely classy. As you can see back there as well, nice leathery smell. You can also see the little the center support here, little crossbar. But really something else. Extremely comfortable. It definitely has this, like, elevated luxury sports car feel to it. Give you a view from the other side here. I'll try not to block it with my shadow here. I do have a fire extinguisher for safety there. And down here with the ECU, we actually have a Link engine management system. So more advanced ECU. And I could probably let you know a little bit more about the tuning once we look at the engine bay, but oh man, this is really something. Also, look at that. This is like a suede type. It's really has an interesting smell to it. You know, it's just a very classy interior, but very comfortable. And to finish off the interior, I'm actually gonna do the trunk as well. You can see this little chibi spoiler, little mini Nismo spoiler was added on there. Pretty cool. And here we go. So we do have the fuel cell with some additional stuff for the fuel system there. It really needs high flow for those 850cc injectors. Here's your battery enclosure. So this is really solid. You might know from the R33s and 34s that the battery's in the back already for those GTRs, but for the R32 GTR, it's in the front normally. But I'll show you why it's not up there in a minute here. But so yeah, quite clean on the all around really. They restored and just upgraded everything like the madmen they were. Just really into this beastly machine here. Just to start off, we do have custom oil collection tanks here. And the oil pan and the passage lines there, they have all sorts of expansion lines. And this thing's got a lot of volume. It's rather crazy. It does have an upgraded oil pump. Well, yeah, so oil pump, water pump is the N1, which I believe it was the Nismo one. So much better flow, which a lot of you guys that know about the RB26, usually the oil and cooling were pretty important. And definitely the reliability from the 32s through the 34s, it increased. So they upgraded that. There's actually a lot of R34 parts on here. So important things to note. Under this cover here, we do have the R35 GTR ignition coils. They do have the R34 ignition coil harness, so they definitely have some more advanced wiring than the regular 32. And we also have the R34 crank angle sensor. We do have NGK racing plugs. It's the number 8s. And on the turbo side, we've got the HKS GT. It's that 2530 turbines. Yeah, HPI turbine outlet. And those injectors that I was showing you guys earlier, these are 850cc. They're from SARD. So definitely got the flow and the power to support well over 500 horsepower as this puts out. And as you can see, the engine coating is customized, so very cool. Got a heat resistant coatings also on different parts of the engine, and also with the upgraded water pump, they also have like the gaskets and the area around there have been resurfaced and cleaned out. So definitely for the best cooling throughout this engine. Alright, and just to get on the engine internals, which I haven't really dipped into very much, they do have Tomei cams, the intake and exhaust. They do have oil pan baffle plates, so it's definitely, if you're hitting the corners hard and also accelerating, deaccelerating, oh yeah, this thing, it'll make sure that the oil flow is still going there and able to get that oil back to where you need it. So definitely with the higher volume and those plates, it helps. And for the port and polishing, they took care of that as well. They did some deburring in the valve areas, valve fitting. They added different coatings throughout. We've got H connecting rods, which I believe those are also Tomei, and they've got the 1.2 millimeter head gasket. So they've basically strengthened up the internals quite a bit on this. Nismo fuel pump, you know, in the back that really delivers it up here. And for the area around the turbo and the exhaust, since we'll get out of the engine bay now here. Well, I guess before I mention that exhaust, I should mention this GT intercooler, which also they have a HKS intercooler and the oil cooler. And the AC was also replaced in January of this year, 2020. So all of that has been taken care of. And so back to the turbo area that I wanted to mention. So they definitely fixed the plumbing all around on this car. Yeah, so we do have a Mines front pipe, and we do have upgraded sensors on here, but that also goes to a 45th anniversary HKS Super Turbo titanium exhaust. So this exhaust system, it's only one of 20. So not only do you have this crazy customized car, even the exhaust is pretty limited edition here. So yeah, you could buy the Super Turbo, or if you had the titanium one, well, this one is one of 20. So this diffuser, by the way, is custom. I'll be getting to the exterior here in just a moment. Alright, so the exterior of this thing is absolutely stunning. It's not disappointing one bit. We do have, of course, some Ganador mirrors, very popular all around. I'm definitely a fan of this. A little bit lower profile, but also pretty aerodynamic. And about the front, we've got this, you can see with the front lip, which by the way, it's got a ab flag. If you guys have ever seen that, abflag.jp, check them out. They got a lot of really good aero parts. That front diffuser underneath there, from the front lip back, is from them. We've got Showreen side skirts there. They got the really great look to it. And by the way, these wheels, it's the 2020 version. They're 19s, 10.5-inch wide, and it's a +15 offset. So as you can see on both sides, it sits very flush, looks gorgeous. And I'd have to check if those are like 265s on it. Let's see, we got Nittos on here, Nitto tires. There we go, yeah, 265. And these are 19s, by the way. So these are the Nismos. I think the code is LMGT4s. And the Nittos are NG555s. So really, really something else. And the suspension on this is absolutely crazy. So we do have the HKS Hypermax 4 SPs, which I don't even know if you could see these under here. Let's try to get a view. I'm sorry, guys. That's it's not gonna work, is it? Oh, there it is. I think you can barely see them. Yeah, we've got endless brakes. We've got 6-piston calipers in the front. We got 4s in the back. And let's see here on the list. So the rear, as you can see there, that's 340 millimeter. We've got 355 millimeter in the front. So that with the Willwood brake balancer is really stunning. Definitely plenty of braking power. And here, as I showed earlier when I was showing the trunk area, we've got the Chibi spoiler, Chibi meaning mini, and the custom rear diffuser. But I'll just let you guys take in the paint. It's called Aurora Flare Blue Pearl, so pretty badass. Definitely a really nice blue to it. And they redid the entire exterior as they did the interior. You can see a very, very stunning blue, in fact. See me in the reflection there. And a lot of this work was taken care of in 2018, so they really fully restored this car. We even got some dyno numbers, so if you guys are looking at that, it's over 500 horsepower. The sales team can show you the dyno charts. We do have a copy of that when they tuned this. Well, there you have it, crew. Another stunning R32 through JDM EXPO inventory. A lot of stuff redone in 2018, and here being near the end of 2020, maybe there's someone in your crew that's looking for an R32. Don't hesitate to contact our sales team, info@jdm-expo.com. They'll be able to help you out, answer your questions about the process, and remember, the shipping could take up to 4 to 8 weeks. So yeah, shipping is still happening. You know, I know this year's been a really crazy year, but hey, we're heading towards Christmas, and if there's someone in your crew looking for something special like this, don't hesitate to ask. Also, we do have other vehicles available. Check out our other videos, and if there's something in particular that you've just got to have, our sales guys can help you out in locating one of those if we don't have it in our inventory. And Wow, it's actually a little bit toasty here for a late, well, that's early fall already, early autumn. It's gonna be, hopefully, let's make the rest of this year a really good one. Have a JDM day. Yeah, guys, this is absolutely fantastic. Just hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.